Which of the following is considered the most recent common ancestor of all life on Earth? A. Cyanobacteria. B. Protista. C. Leuca, last universal common ancestor. D. Archaea. The correct answer is C. Leuca, last universal common ancestor, is considered the most recent common ancestor of all currently living organisms, from which all life evolved. Which evolutionary process results in organisms that are not closely related evolving similar traits due to similar environments? A. Convergent evolution. B. Divergent evolution. C. Coevolution. D. Parallel evolution. The correct answer is A. Convergent evolution occurs when unrelated species evolve similar traits independently, often due to similar environmental pressures, as seen in the wings of birds and bats. Which of the following concepts explains the development of distinct species from a common ancestor due to geographic isolation? A. Sympatric speciation. B. Allopatric speciation. C. Adaptive radiation. D. Genetic drift. The correct answer is B. Allopatric speciation occurs when populations of a species become geographically isolated, leading to reproductive isolation and the formation of new species. Which type of natural selection favors individuals at both extremes of a trait, leading to a bimodal distribution? A. Directional selection. B. Stabilizing selection. C. Disruptive selection. D. Balancing selection. The correct answer is C. Disruptive selection occurs when environmental conditions favor individuals at both extremes of a trait, leading to a split in the population and potentially the formation of new species. Which of the following mechanisms introduces new genetic variation into a population? A. Natural selection. B. Gene flow. C. Genetic drift. D. Mutation. The correct answer is D. Mutation introduces new genetic variations by altering DNA sequences, providing raw material for evolutionary processes like natural selection. Which concept refers to the evolutionary process in which an organism's behavior influences its chances of survival and reproduction? A. Kin selection. B. Sexual selection. C. Artificial selection. D. Behavioral ecology. The correct answer is D. Behavioral ecology studies how the behavior of organisms is influenced by evolutionary pressures, affecting their survival and reproductive success. Which of the following events in Earth's history is most closely associated with the rapid diversification of animal life known as the Cambrian Explosion? A. Formation of the ozone layer. B. The Permian extinction. C. Increase in atmospheric oxygen. D. Development of sexual reproduction. The correct answer is C. The Cambrian explosion is thought to have been driven by an increase in atmospheric oxygen, which allowed for the evolution of larger, more complex animals. Which of the following is an example of coevolution? A. Predators evolving faster reflexes while prey evolve better camouflage. B. Wolves and dogs sharing a common ancestor. C. Birds evolving feathers for flight. D. The development of lactose tolerance in humans. The correct answer is A. Coevolution occurs when two or more species influence each other's evolution, as seen in the arms race between predators and prey where both evolve adaptations to counter each other. Which evolutionary concept is exemplified by the different beak shapes of Darwin's finches? A. Genetic drift. B. Adaptive radiation. C. Convergent evolution. D. Punctuated equilibrium. The correct answer is B. Darwin's finches are an example of adaptive radiation, where a single ancestral species gives rise to multiple species with different adaptations, such as beak shapes suited to different food sources. Which theory suggests that most evolutionary changes occur in short, rapid bursts separated by long periods of stability? A. Gradualism. B. Punctuated equilibrium. C. Directional selection. D. Balanced polymorphism. The correct answer is B. Punctuated equilibrium suggests that species remain relatively unchanged for long periods, with most evolutionary changes occurring in short, intense bursts typically associated with environmental shifts. Which term refers to a situation where an allele becomes the only allele at its locus in a population due to genetic drift? A. Gene flow. B. Fixation. C. Founder effect. D. Bottleneck effect. The correct answer is B. Fixation occurs when an allele reaches a frequency of 100% in a population due to processes such as genetic drift, meaning it is the only allele present at that locus. Which type of speciation can occur without geographic isolation, often due to genetic changes like polyploidy? A. Allopatric speciation. B. Peripatric speciation. C. Sympatric speciation. D. Parapatric speciation. The correct answer is C. Sympatric speciation occurs within the same geographic area, often due to factors like genetic mutations, polyploidy, or ecological differences that lead to reproductive isolation. Which of the following is an example of homologous structures, suggesting a common evolutionary origin? A. Wings of butterflies and bats. B. Flippers of whales and wings of birds. C. Forelimbs of humans and wings of bats. D. Eyes of squids and vertebrates. The correct answer is C. The forelimbs of humans and wings of bats are homologous structures, meaning they share a common evolutionary origin, though they have evolved different functions. Which evolutionary concept is demonstrated by organisms that have similar functions but evolved independently, such as the wings of insects and birds? A. Convergent evolution. B. Parallel evolution. C. Homologous evolution. D. Divergent evolution. The correct answer is A. Convergent evolution is the process where unrelated organisms evolve similar traits independently due to similar environmental pressures, as seen in the wings of insects and birds. Which genetic phenomenon leads to reduced genetic diversity and is commonly associated with small populations, such as isolated island populations? A. Gene flow. B. Genetic drift. C. Natural selection. D. Sexual selection. The correct answer is B. Genetic drift is the random fluctuation of allele frequencies in small populations, often reducing genetic diversity and potentially leading to the fixation of alleles. Which term describes the evolutionary pattern where an ancestral species evolves into an array of species that occupy different ecological niches? A. Genetic drift. B. Adaptive radiation. C. Punctuated equilibrium. D. Sympatric speciation. The correct answer is B. Adaptive radiation is an evolutionary process where a single ancestral species gives rise to multiple species that exploit different ecological niches, resulting in high species diversity. Which evolutionary concept is demonstrated by vestigial structures like the human appendix or whale pelvic bones? A. Convergent evolution. B. Vestigial evolution. C. Homologous structures. D. Divergent evolution. The correct answer is D. Vestigial structures, such as the human appendix or whale pelvic bones, are remnants of structures that had a function in ancestral species but are no longer functional in their current form. Which of the following is a result of balancing selection, where two or more alleles are maintained in a population due to heterozygote advantage? A. Sickle cell anemia in malaria-prone regions. B. Peppered moth color variation. C. Lactose tolerance in humans. D. Antibiotic resistance in bacteria. The correct answer is A. Balancing selection occurs when heterozygous individuals have a fitness advantage, as seen in sickle cell carriers who are resistant to malaria, maintaining both normal and sickle cell alleles in the population. Which type of isolation occurs when two populations are capable of interbreeding but have differences in courtship rituals or behaviors? A. Geographic isolation. B. Temporal isolation. C. Behavioral isolation. D. Mechanical isolation. The correct answer is C. Behavioral isolation occurs when differences in mating behaviors or courtship rituals prevent interbreeding between two populations, even if they are not physically separated.